Are you looking for your first road bike? Welcome to this episode 2019 Top 7 Entry-Level Budget Road Bikes. You can use those as a commuter, as your workout training bike. You can also race from time to time, like going to Grand Fondos or so. We're gonna start with $650, end up with $750. I will show you a couple of bikes I would not choose, just to see the difference between these that I recommend and those that I don't recommend that much. So you will see what features to look at. Very important features in my opinion for the bikes, for you guys as your first road bike, is the tire clearance. So how wide the tire would be. The standard tire now is 25 millimeters for the road racing bikes, but I would go for more as my first bike. I assume that some of you guys maybe want to use the road bike for losing weight, so having 27, 28 C tires or even more will be great. Then the seat post, having seat post not wider, not thicker than 27.2 millimeters will give nice flex to it. And of course carbon fork. If it would be a full carbon fork, that would be great, meaning the blades, this part would be out of carbon, and also the steering tube would be out of carbon. That makes the bike lighter, and also it gives you just more quality on the bike, so more bike for each dollar you're spending. Giant Contend 3, that's the first one. I'm gonna show you. That's the cheapest one, $650. It doesn't have the carbon fork. This is the Allez one, but it has the overdrive steerer, which means that the bearing here is smaller, the bearing here at the bottom is thicker, or larger. We have 118 inch here, 114, not 1.5, 114 on Giant here. That makes it stiffer, better for steering, and also if you're weighing like over 90 kilograms, it's good to have the tapered head tube here. External cables, great stuff, and then the tires here are 28C. Just making sure, because some have 25 millimeters. Yeah, 28. This is 28, which is great in my opinion, and 27.2 millimeters seat post. It says, yeah, here. This is good bike for $650. You're gonna be able to buy it cheaper. This is just the catalog price. All right, so this is the first one. Number 2, and this is important, very important side note here. This is not an entry-level bike from the geometry standpoint. Cannondale Optimo is a bike for those who want to race, and it has the same exact geometry as the road racing performance Super 6 Evo bike. It is just cheaper, so it's rather a budget racing bike than just entry-level do-it-all endurance bike. So this one doesn't have the endurance geometry. That's something I haven't mentioned out of the features. But the price is great. This is 550 British pounds. It's great. It's just over $600, like less than $700. It's great price because the quality of the aluminum frame from Cannondale is great. It also has threaded bottom bracket, external cables. It's a great bike, but if you don't have the flexibility, it doesn't have to be super aggressive. You're gonna have those spacers here when you buy the bike, so this tube will be a little bit longer. But as for the quality of the frame set, it will be worthy upgrading with Ultegra even, no problem. So great price on Treads UK, CO UK, but this is not an endurance bike. All right. The next one, an interesting one, is the Cube Attain. Cube, in my opinion, doesn't make those super high-end bikes. They would rather update their bikes with all the systems that other brands are developing. But this is a good bike, and it will cost you about $700. It has full carbon fork, so blades are made of carbon and the steer is made of carbon. That's great. It's got the Claris components, just as Cannondale and Giant our bikes will have, from this comparison, will have the Claris. But this one has also the Claris crankset with integrated spindle. As you can see here, no Claris and no integrated spindle, same for the Giant. This one has it. So this crankset plus full carbon fork and just nice aluminum frame makes this bike one of top 7 I wanted to show you. So this is Cube, and this one comes with the tires at 25 622, so that will not be as thick as I would like to, but it's cool. I don't know about the clearance. The price is okay, the components are just good at this price. Very interesting bike here. 2019 on Claris Vitus Razor Disc road bike. Interesting one because this one has disc brakes. So if you're riding in wet conditions quite often, it's good to have disc brakes. These will be, of course, some budget Tektro disc brakes, but if you have good pads, I do recommend buying disco brakes, Kevlar or ceramic. Ceramic, especially for rainy seasons or areas of the world. This will be just cool, and you can of course upgrade those because this bike is made for disc brakes. I would maybe just buy Tektro Spire disc brakes. Maybe these are Spire. I'm not sure about that. I think it only says Tektro in the description. Claris drivetrain. So all those bikes have 2x8 drivetrain. This is some super cheap crankset, so don't expect this one to be stiff. But you can replace this for some little money, and at this price, like 750 euros, just over $800, it's a very good bike. It's a really good bike. It also has the through axles, so no quick releases through axles. They will make the bike stiffer. Yeah, they will make very good that they come with the disc brakes, because when you have the disc brakes, you want to have through axles, so it's good. And I believe that the fork is also full carbon fork. Just make sure. No, sorry, this one comes with alloy steer, but it's okay. It's okay. I do like this bike, this setup, and we also have 28C tires on this bike. This price, really good, something I do recommend. Specialized Allez, full carbon fork, 25 millimeters tires. So this one is a bit more like for speed, not just for the comfort. It's a bit more for speed, but this is a nice bike, good quality aluminum. This crankset also is cheaper one. It's not a full Claris, Shimano Claris components, but it's cool. I'm not sure about the seat post. What's the diameter of the seat post? Let's just check it out. Seat post 27.2. That's great. That would be something I do recommend. Cool. And then the Trek Domane. It actually doesn't have anything that would stand out. This is the one of the most expensive from this comparison. 850 Claris components. Some cheaper crankset. It's just okay. Trek makes good frames, so it's cool. Let me just check about the yeah, we have the carbon fork. It doesn't say whether it's tapered or not, so before you buy it, check for what system it has on here, on the head tube. Is it tapered or not? Would be nice to have tapered one. But still, it's okay at this price. When you get some nice deal, it would be nice. It doesn't come with racks and fenders, but you can mount those. So it just shows you some accessories you can also buy from Trek, from Bontrager. This is it. And the last one is Fuji bikes. Fuji Sportif 1.9 disc, the most expensive one, $870. Nice bike. This comes with 30C tires. This is a real endurance bike. You can even go for some gravel with these tires. It's okay to go through the gravel. You have disc brakes, cheaper crankset, but still drivetrain will be 2x8. Claris, good bike. And this one has full carbon fork. So there are some nice features on this bike. It doesn't have the through axles though. This is something it's lacking. But here you have it. There you don't have it. Then the seat stays here are designed for flexing, for taking some road bus. But 30C tires will make the most job in those terms. I don't like this in terms of the look, but here you have it. So these were the 7 bikes, and now just to compare those with the bikes I wouldn't choose. Example, $700 Diamondback. On those higher models there are some interesting ones for the price, but this one with alloy fork and steel steering tube, like chromoly steerer, will be very heavy. It will be very heavy. Some very low components for $700. It's just a little bit too much. It's just too much money. Then I was thinking about this one because the frame is made really nicely, external cables, full carbon fork, but we don't have tapered steer. I'm sure they will update this one in the future, but so far it doesn't have it, and for 550 British pounds would be nice to have it. It's not a bad bike if you like the look of this bike. If it's just in your local store available, you can get some good price, it's okay. But this is something I was looking at, tapered steerer. And then the Scott Speedster, nice bikes, really nice bikes. But you know what, if you want to have bike which is supposed to be reliable and just from the beginning something nice, I wouldn't buy bike on the tourney component. So you have the shifters here, and then the rear derailleur is really, in my opinion, just rubbish. It's so unstable. On some bad tarmac it can change gears. I didn't like it when testing it. That's why I wouldn't choose it. Nice frame, nice looking bike. I don't think they have tapered head tube. Alloy steer, yeah, 118. Yeah, fork is alloy and the alloy steer, so the cheapest possible components. Shimano Claris, but this is the older one, the crankset, so that's why I wouldn't check it out. I wouldn't consider this one to buy for this price. Giant Contend, Cannondale Optimo, Claris, racing bike, non-endurance geometry, Cube Attain, and then from the Wiggle, Vitus Razor disc, Specialized Allez, and Trek Domane AL2. Finally, Fuji Sportif 1.9. Let me know what would you like to see in the future. See you guys.